Make sure this is working. I mean, what a beautiful realization. That's what everyone needs to know. If we knew that behind it all, he was there, all that shame, all that fear, all that guilt could be released. It's not that we wouldn't feel it. We're still human. But while we're feeling it, we know, hey, this is just our own personal feeling here. There's something higher. Then we'd be humble. We wouldn't have to compete together if we had this realization. Together we could come together and worship that higher love, that higher God. Not that the higher means that it's separate from us. It's totally includes us, totally is integrated. But it would have to be higher for it to be loving. Love encompasses, love surrounds. Why deny the Creator? There's nothing wrong with that. It's just what organized religion has done by separating the human from the spiritual. But you can integrate them while still seeing God as transcendent, because to be honest, that is what the soul truly longs for, to be able to surrender to something beyond itself. The self-consciousness wants release. The only reason the Buddhists have remained attached to the idea that there's no God is because what Western religion has done to in the name of God has turned it around to be a concept of a man in the sky who judges us and doesn't understand us, because that's how the priests and pastors often have reflected him. So let's wipe away false religion. My arm is hurting a lot. That's good for me. Let's wipe away all the false notions of religion. Let's have a clean slate. Let's clear our mind and right now confront the realities of existence. What are we? We're walking along, we're sitting, we're running, we're doing things, we're being active. In a moment, just say, of awareness, say, here I am with these needs. I'm trying to get these needs met. I'm trying to maximize pleasure and minimize pain. We're all doing that in the human realm. Now what? Is that what life's about? Is there some eternal love? Is there some comfort for this yearning, for this neediness, other than just the things of the world that keep on frustrating us? Sometimes they satisfy us, sometimes they frustrate us. If you think that's what the world is, then fine. If you don't and think there's more, then why don't you investigate religion and transcendence in the spiritual worlds? Because if you look deep enough, if you are able to reach the Baha'i faith and the mystical understanding that in this life we do not have to separate ourselves from any experience, we can be one with our experience and at the same time know that there's a transcendent God loving us. He's transcendent, he's higher, but he's also deeper than us, and he's totally united with us. So when we have our human experience, it doesn't take away from us having our human experience, you see. You see what I'm saying? Because he created us. So if we turn to God, it doesn't remove us from our human experience. It enhances it. It gives it the real truth of it. That's all. It's just... Anyway, I don't want to have to defend religion too much. Let me just go with what I feel. And I'm looking at the beauty here. I can analyze it from a distance while being completely at one in it. Because while I analyze it, that's also beautiful. Analysis and intellect is beautiful. The male aspect is beautiful. The female aspect is beautiful. Together, they're most beautiful. So the idea is to be in touch with your feelings, in touch with your thoughts. Use the intellect, use the emotions, use the faculty of self-awareness, use the faculty of faith to know that you can let it all go to a loving God. You can have the human experience and be on your way to understanding things spiritually. You can be imperfect, make mistakes, and know that it's still okay, because of course human beings are going to make mistakes. By nature we're imperfect. That's part of God's perfection. So I know I'm throwing a lot of these things together, kind of stream of consciousness. I'm a little out of breath. I'm trying to videotape things at the same time. Trying to take in the visual beauty as well. So if we can open our hearts and minds to the idea that there's a loving God, and of course there's pain in life. And yes, that ultimately comes from a creator who is educating and guiding us. I mean, without pain there wouldn't be growth. Without pain there wouldn't be the need for love. There wouldn't be the need for compassion. The connections between people would be just robotic. I mean, suffering has a great purpose. When we understand that, we won't fight the suffering, but we'll try to learn from it, try to see what we did wrong, not with a feeling of guilt, but with a feeling of exploration, investigation. We can turn to others for help. But if we have that sense that there's a higher love and a higher law of love, we can work through this pain and suffering. We need to trust each other because we trust that there's a loving God. When we put our trust in God and grow in love, we'll be more trustworthy. But it's tough. I think I trust in God a lot, so I don't rely on people as much. I see the limitations. You know, I need people. I do rely on them just because I'm human and I have that need, but I understand the limitations. And when the pain comes from people letting me down, I work with that. It makes me turn to God more. It makes me see the reality of God more, and then I can love people even more. But I do need people to understand this stuff and to work with me in trying to build a community of people who are loving God and knowing Him and transcending this world, and who desire that. I mean, I can comment on nature. I mean, it's pretty nice. I mean, I've seen nicer, in Arizona, but this is West Virginia. This is the walkway, the path that we like. So, yeah, I'm not going to say that I come up with the best words to describe it, but I mean, then I can do nonsense words and try to make them sound very artistic. Like or I can just stop. I'm communing with all people that may be listening. It's a joy. I feel the love bond, the bond of the Holy Spirit, through the trees, through nature. It's there, it's the same. It's the one Spirit, it's the one truth, it's the one existence, it's all love. The mystery of eternal might vibrates within the innermost being of all created things. Sensing that, being one with that, walking within that, having the realization of that. What I was thinking of doing is doing some effects. Hold on. Would I have to turn this off? Okay, I won't do effects. I've got to blow my nose. I don't know what to do about it. Having to blow your nose, the suffering of that, it's all part. Now, what people say, well, where does God come in? What does He have to do with the fact that you have to blow your nose? Let's see. Is God all of a sudden non-existent? No. No, he's intimately associated with the fact that I have to blow my nose. It seems impractical, but if it's not, it's like it makes it meaningful. It makes every second meaningful. It means that nothing in your life escapes love and profundity. I mean, it has meaning. People just think they're sitting there and their life is meaningless, but it's not. If you can have a realization that God is there and that everything is meaningful and that He loves you, that brings meaning. Do you see what I'm saying? So you have to do a certain amount of effort of believing